6 months, a collection of work, and a return to something I'd almost forgotten I needed. This video is a look back at the art I've created so far this year, what I've learned through each piece, and how my creative voice has started to shift and grow. Some works are grounded in reality, others in memory, imagination, or light. But all of them are part of the same journey back to myself through paint. I started the year with 2 paintings that marked the beginning of this creative journey, Last Call at Landmark and Sunlit Serenity. After a long break from painting consistently, I just needed to get back into it. It reminds me of that phrase, like riding a bike. I was testing my muscles again, not just creatively, but technically. These first pieces stayed very close to their reference photos. They were about rebuilding trust, in my eye, in my brush, and in my process. Together they grounded me. Before making any bold creative choices, I needed to remember I can do this and I want to do this. The payphone is quiet and nostalgic, the villa is the opposite, full of sun, structure, and warmth. Still, both echo my creative through-line, to find the beauty in the everyday and turn the mundane into something magical. Afterglow was my third painting of the year, and looking back, it feels like a turning point in my creative voice. It captures an early morning dog walk, with streetlights reflecting on puddles and casting a glow across an otherwise routine moment. The palette is bolder, the light and shadow more exaggerated. It was paired with Ghost in the Rain, a much simpler piece, but together they became my first official painting pair. It was at this season in my journey that I became deeply focused on light and shadow. That focus led to Linger and Reflect, my second painting pair. Here I leaned into limited color palettes and used color unification to tie the works together. These paintings were less about replicating the reference photos and more about capturing a shared emotional tone. The painting I'm most proud of so far is called Color Me in Light. It was the first time since returning to painting that I felt a so-called creative lightning strike. I was at a concert where the stage lighting hit the guitarist in this absolutely beautiful way. I knew I had to capture it. It turned out to be a challenging piece, and it taught me to value the feedback from fresh eyes, and reminded me how much critique can strengthen a work. Garden's Call and Blossom's Secret were created for a call for art that I ultimately did not submit to. Like Linger and Reflect, I used a limited palette and strayed further from the references. But what I loved most was how the subjects transformed, taking on a kind of fairy tale quality as if the garden existed in a world just beyond reach. It really showcases my style of dreamlike realism. More recently, I've begun experimenting with past mediums. While acrylics are still my preferred medium, I started dabbling in watercolor, which has such a different language. Watercolor taught me to think in reverse, to protect light with negative space and build contrast through layering. One of my favorite techniques has been adding pen work on top, giving the paintings an illustrative feel. After receiving some gel pens as a gift, I even started layering them over acrylic pieces, which surprisingly worked well. It helped me bring more detail and texture, and merge my 2 favorite mediums in an unexpected way. Each painting this year has helped me grow, creatively and personally, and I'm excited to see where the next 6 months take me. If you've enjoyed this journey so far, feel free to like, subscribe, or stick around. There's more to come.